Awesome. Hello everyone, we're live. My name is Layla. Today we'll be working on this character that I made for ArtStation Challenge that kicked off in the beginning of April. Last time we worked on detailing his arms a little bit, and today I thought we could do something a little bit different. Give me a second. Hey, hello. Hey, Merry Christmas. Thank you, I guess. No, do you use base mesh when you work? For this one, no. I didn't use any base meshes. For some humanoid creatures, like just human-based fan art, I have a base mesh that I use for both male and female. But for most of the speed sculpts that I do, I start from a sphere. And for this challenge, I think you were allowed to use base meshes, but I decided against it, because why not practice anatomy and proportions? Oh yeah. Great job, thank you. How do you retopper that? With your hands. Yeah, but jokes aside, you try to maintain good topology from the start, so you don't have like anything crazy going on, so this could potentially work. And that's just zero measure. But yeah, most of it will be manually retopologized in my software of choice. I could do parts of it in ZBrush, and some of them will be left as zero-meshed objects, but not all of them. Oh, I'm missing them. Oh. I've been away for a week. Only a week. Okay, let me load up the reference. Here's the reference. I took some liberties with some of the like joint areas in terms of how they're gonna work, because I think what the concept artist was thinking was primarily just appealing shapes. Not necessarily showing how they're gonna function. Like in this area, for instance, I just had to come up with some sort of design that would work, that could allow for the model to bend. Same for the feet. You do that for filming? Have you ever done anything for video games? I've worked with like real-time engines before, like Unity and Unreal, but I don't primarily create models for video games now. I could learn the pipeline, like I think all the key components are there. I know how to sculpt, I know what like sort of textures those engines are using, like the PBR workflow. Only thing that's left is just to brush up on my retopology for games because I'm quite generous with like the poly count for my film models. What is that reference wheel tool? Is that a ZBrush or a different app? No, it's ZBrush. And you can bring it up by Shift-Z. You can go into texture and click on import and you'll import any image that you have. Let me do it for you. Hey. There was my whip. And then you click on it and you add it to the spotlight by clicking this button. And what it does, it just brings it out as a separate image on top. And you can move them around. And you can control the opacity and lots of other cool things. And you can hide it all together by hitting Shift-Z. Something like that. So, on the concept, this guy, he's holding this marionette toy thing that is sort of a knight. And I'll show you what it is. I have this reference somewhere here. I have reference boards to my right. Where is it? Ah, here we go. That's the guy that he's holding. Obviously, we're not gonna make him as detailed as on the concept, but we'll use it for shapes. Model looks great, time to position it. Not exactly. It's not time to pose yet. I need to do the full retopo, full UVs, and then I need to add all the fabric. And then retopo and UV that. And then I can pose it. Because right now the topology isn't that great, as you can see. So yeah. So I was thinking I could finish off this corset part and then we'll move on to the knight figurine. Have you finished Ziri? Technically yes, I haven't textured her, so no. I have this thing for getting myself into like new projects before finishing others, and don't do that, guys. But I'll finish her for sure. I just couldn't pass on this challenge because it's timed, and I really wanted to participate. So I kind of have to put it aside. You're a great artist. How focus on one model for completing fast? Just focus on one model. Don't scatter yourself. Completing fast. I think I've talked about this rule before that I have in my head. It's more of a mental thing than a technical thing. It's the 70% rule. So I have this perfectionist side of me that doesn't let me finish artworks because I think they're not good enough all the time. So what I do is I think about the 70% rule when you're 70% satisfied with the work. Even though it's not 100% there, you're done. You post it. That is considering that it's like at an okay level. It's not like you just sculpted it and you didn't do retopo or texturing or lighting or anything, no presentation. That's just unfinished. But when you got it to like a semi-finished point and you are just perfecting it over and over again and you're stuck, that's when I do it. Sorry, there's like really strong wind in New Zealand right now. And I can hear it in the walls. Yeah, you'll do that later, wink wink, we'll all finish our unfinished projects later. No, I will. Because she's literally at the very last stage and she's like the next one in queue. This project will end on 28th of May. And yeah, after that, I don't have anything else but Ziri. And I promised you guys and some of my followers on Instagram that I'll do like a texturing stream on my channel. That's coming. Love the chill background music. Well, I'm glad. Good afternoon. Hello. Love the chill lo-fi music. Thank you. Not like I wrote it, but I'm glad you guys like it. I love you. Thank you. How to be patient to finish the model. I guess it's about like looking forward to the next like favorite part of the process. Like, I love sculpting, but not a huge fan of retopology. But then I love texturing, but not a huge fan of posing, you know? So it's sort of like figuring out what you love and kind of bribing yourself with the next best thing to come. Okay, let's try this one. I want to create an insert brush. It's one of those corset, what would I call it? Like hooks that you have between the lacing that keep it together, like keep it in place. It will make sense in a second. So to create an IMM brush, an insert mesh brush, you go to brush palette and then under create, you hit the create insert mesh. Depending on how you position your mesh, when you click it, that's how it's gonna insert it. So if I do it like this, it will be inserting it sideways. If I do it like this, it will insert it this way. So let's hit create insert, and it will ask you, this current brush is not a brush. Would you like to append the active mesh? Create a new brush. New. Let's try it out. It might not work as I want to. As I wanted to. It's not too bad. He's got 4 of those. Привет, что делаешь? Делаю работу на конкурс. How to finish long projects in less time. Long projects take long time. I don't know what to tell you. I guess it's a matter of having a schedule. You can use different like free online resources to create a schedule for yourself, or even just taking an A4 sheet of paper or a notebook and writing down, so I'm gonna spend 2 weeks on Sculpt, and then I'm gonna spend 1 week on retopology and UVs, and then another week on texturing, and the last week for rendering and lighting and all the other stuff like fixing mistakes last minute. That helps because it does hold you more accountable. Hello, hello. How's it going? Is anyone also working on anything? Is anyone participating in the ArtStation challenge? Do you feel like posting model photos quickly on social media? No. I dread it for as long as I can. I hate publishing unfinished work. That's why I'm not very active on social media. Again, with each project, it's like an internal battle of perfectionism inside of me. Let's say you drew like a stroke, but now you want to modify it, but it keeps on doing this weird stuff. There are a few ways you can control it better by going into stroke, probably to this, going into stroke, and then lock start, which will lock the starting point in place, and it won't be able to, you know, like get like dragged with your pulling. And now you can readjust the starting point and put it in place like so. Not working on the ArtStation challenge, but sculpting in the meantime. Oh, what are you sculpting? So I've realized that I may have made a mistake. Yeah. These things need to be pointed outward. Like so. For it to make sense. Because otherwise there's nowhere for the lace to hook onto. So let's just do that. When do you think the model is finished or needs more finishing. I think I kind of answered that with the 70% rule. When you're 70% happy with it. Just getting some anatomy practice in from concept from Andrew Marr. Andrew Marr. Oh wow, he's got really beautiful art. Very detailed. Good luck. How long you've been in the industry? 4 years? 5 years? 4.5 years? It's not too long. But I've been studying and doing 3D and like doing freelance work from time to time since 2016. That's a bit more than that, so 7 years. Also a big fan of his ink stuff. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, his Instagram was really impressive. Harry Potter on your art station. You did it in ZBrush. I did, yeah. Not the render, but I sculpted it in ZBrush. It's really quick fan art bust of Harry for the first part. I think it was in the year that Harry Potter franchise was like turning 20. The movie franchise, not the books. Okay, so it's looking better. Weirdly, it doesn't have sort of like a tie at the end or anything. Because usually corsets do. You know? But yeah. I'll see if I'm gonna add this or not. What do you do when, after submitting the model, you feel the model is not looking right? You just let it be. What can you do? Take it down? All your hard work and all the hours that you put into it? That's hardly fair. No, you just let it be. It's okay, you move on to the next. Let's say when you're starting out, quantity is more important than quality. You'll sculpt a face 100 times, you'll get more practice and you'll get much better by the 99th face than if you were to sculpt 2 faces and you'd spend 3 weeks on each. Nah. Don't do that. Okay. Let's save. Технические этапы модели на конкурсе, так полагаю, стримиться тут не будут? Жаль. Нет, наверное, нет, потому что они будут в мае. Okay, let's move on to that guy, the night guy. Warrior. I guess I'm gonna switch to a new subtool for him. What do you like, the quantity or quality? I think I also answered that. Quantity over quality on the beginning stages. But right now it's more quality for me, because I'm no longer the beginner. I kind of like know my ways around ZBrush and I feel confident with outputting like high quality work. So for me it's quality. How did you make that orange veil or cloth in the waist? I think on the last stream, you can revisit it, I showed the full process, but it was purely made with just a stretched out rectangle, like plane, stretched out into a rectangle with like subdivisions. And then I used the Move Cloth brush with dynamics in ZBrush, and I kind of like pinned it into place. And now he looks like some sort of weird weird bird. Thanks, we'll check the last stream again from start. У вас дуже гарно зробив. Thank you. Спасибо, дякую. Looking at the hard model, you think that I will not be able to make it. Well, It's sort of like a balance between how would I put it? Reasonably measuring your level, like saying, hey, I'm a straight up beginner and I don't know anything about ZBrush. Or I'm intermediate, I know some stuff about ZBrush, I feel confident with creating a medium complexity models. Or I'm like a senior and I've done it for 10 years or something. So it's about picking the concept that's right for you at this given moment. I most of the time advise against picking any complex concepts for someone who's just starting out in ZBrush, because most of the time it can lead to disappointment and falling out of love with 3D overall if you don't succeed at like making that one model that you really wanted, that awesome like armored knight with the 3,000 different details and stuff, but you're like 1 week into ZBrush. That's not good. That's just shooting yourself in the knee. Pick something else that you like, I don't know, maybe you're into Pokemon or Nintendo games, then you can sculpt Mario, or some sort of like Pokemon that is more simple in shapes. Ever made a model halfway and felt like I couldn't make it? Yep, I have some abandoned works. Especially from the start of my journey. Yeah, I have heaps. And it's normal. Man, I can't get over how much he looks like a bird. Guess it's because of this. Дома ждет тебя. It looks me more hard than the bigger model. I'm not gonna make it like that detailed as it is in the concept. So the thing that he's holding is this. See? So it's gonna be a mix between what's on the concept and this. So I'm gonna add some details, but it's not gonna be anywhere as complex as it is on the model. There's just no way. Time-wise, and also because on this challenge you're given 10 items to spare, meaning that I'll have to split 10 items all across the model. Plus I'll need to fit in this guy. So yeah, it'll be tricky. Hello. Hello. Hey, good and productive stream to you. Thank you. Is this Blender? No. It's ZBrush. And chances are you're on ZBrush's channel. Initially, I wanted to pick this concept to make, but then my sanity stopped me because it has so many details. It's insane. I'm surprised no one picked it in the end. Because like I know some people are more proficient with like armor sculpting than I am. Some people who are faster than I am. And I think it's such a cool concept. How long are you creating models in ZBrush? Me personally, because you asked, so logic. This one, it's been like half an hour, but you're asking in general how long I've been sculpting for. It's been a minute. Since 2018. No, 5 years. A bit over 5 years. General sculpting. How long you're creating one model? Oh, right. It depends on the complexity. It can be very non-complex. You can go on my art station. There's some very, very simple speed sculpts. And I usually include the time. It's like 3 hours or 5 hours. And this one that I'm working on, for the challenge, you're given, I think, 48 days to complete it. But it's with UVs, topology, texturing, posing, lighting, rendering, all the fur stuff if you need to like groom anything. So it will depend. Sometimes you're given a month and sometimes you're given a day. Yeah, 48 days. But you need to take it through the whole production process. It's not just ZBrush. And it's still limiting. 48 days is not enough. I'm kidding, it's enough, but the more the merrier. I'm asking because I started internship with a 3D graphic and I'm learning ZBrush right now. It's really fun for me. Yeah, it should be fun. It's awesome. What I'm not really good at is modeling guns. And this guy is holding a gun. Obviously it's not gonna be anywhere near as complex. Oh dear. I love ZBrush. Cool. So do I. Hey, your sculpting is great, but your overnight oats are better. Thank you. So many compliments today. I'm a lucky girl. Okay. He's wearing this sort of like skirt thing. I want to marry a girl who work on ZBrush. You'll find her. There are plenty. I should probably just export this one out so you guys can see what I'm working on. So that's the concept, as well as this is the concept, and I'm trying to marry those two together. In your opinion, what are the disadvantages of ZBrush? What would you change or add? I don't think I can criticize it much on the official ZBrush channel. Nor do I want to, because one of my most favorite software, legit. Even though a lot of people criticize its UI and how alien it is compared to all the other software, but I never felt that way. Obviously, it's got its own disadvantages with like some features missing, because people often compare it to software like Maya and 3ds Max or Cinema 4D. Although Cinema 4D and ZBrush are now under Maxon. Anyway, what I'm trying to make is that each software is good for something of its own. And I wouldn't be like doing animation in ZBrush or necessarily rigging, because rigging wouldn't work for production for animation. So it's primarily a sculpting and texturing software. You can do insane textures in here. I wouldn't recommend it for animation and rigging. You can pose your characters with rigs in here, but not animate. With the latest 2023, you can even render with, what was it, Redshift? But again, know your tools. For now, I would change is the way how local symmetry works, so maybe I'm just newbie. Local symmetry has had a huge improvement in 2023 version. Right now I'm using 2022. So from what I've seen, basically wherever this locator is where your symmetry is in 2023. So if you move it around and you rotate it, and then you turn on the local symmetry, it will respect this angle and it will still maintain the local symmetry, which is really cool. And again, it wasn't present in 2022, now it's present in 2023, meaning that guys at Pixelogic and Maxon are improving the software with each release and they listen to us, people who give feedback, which is awesome. If you ever need to add like a going around loop, the easiest way to do it for me is to go to edge loop and group loops, turn the G polish down, and then select how many loops you want. I usually want 1, and we'll put like an extra loop without without changing the shape. Yeah. Model. When will 23? Might be available right now. Just check it. Subscribe to this channel. ZBrush usually posts when the new big release drops and they show off new features. I'm pretty sure it's out. No, I might be wrong. By the way, you're so calm. What is so relaxing? Oh, what is so relaxing? I don't know. Am I calm? I'm actually a very anxious person. I'm glad I come off as calm. Okay, let's move on. Hey Layla. Hey. How's it going? I wonder if I should put him into pose straight away. Maybe in more of a semi-pose. These models are looking for Are you making these models for fun? No. These models are for a challenge. An art station challenge that is happening right now. Go check it out. It's not too late to join, although it did start like 12 days ago. Almost 2 weeks. And everyone is sculpting away their characters. This is just a small character within a character that I'm modeling. That's the main one. And he's holding like a marionette doll that is like this guy. So I'm modeling like a simplified version of that armored knight. Have you sculpted yourself? I have not like the likeness portrait, but I have done like a Tune Me Luca challenge, which was a challenge that kind of became popular after the Luca movie came out from Pixar. So the Tune Me Luca challenge was like for 2D artists primarily, but I decided to join anyway. You had to like take a photo of yourself and then sort of like separate half of your face into what your fish version of you, like a mermaid version of you, would look like versus like your normal self. And I did both of them in 3D, and they kind of look like me. You can go on my ArtStation and the banner image is kind of like the portrait, the self-portrait. You guys can't hear any noises, can you? Because there's like a full-on tornado happening in New Zealand right now, I swear. It's so loud. I have a noise gate on this microphone, but I'm just concerned that you guys can hear like all the banging doors and stuff. What is yellow color light on your desk? Where? I don't hear it, just the music and the talking. Awesome. What is the yellow light on your desk? You mean, how can you see it? Ah, from the stories? Yeah, it's I don't think I can show it because the cord is not long enough. It's a cute desk lamp that kind of creates like a more yellower tone towards my face. It's shaped like a toaster. Yeah, you can check it out in my stories on Instagram if you want. My brain was having like a mini freak out, like, how do you know I have a yellow light on my desk? And then I completely forgot that I posted that I'm gonna be starting sculpting soon on my Instagram. What tablet device you recommend for ZBrush? Any, really, that will work. You don't need a fancy screen tablet. I have it, but it's like a luxury that I paid for, but my Wacom Intuos Medium is still alive, going on to like 8 years, and it was totally fine with ZBrush. At work, we have Cintiqs, like older models, but also some people prefer to just use the normal tablets. It really comes down to your preferences. I'm using Huion Canvas 22 right now, and I love it. If you didn't know, that's the easiest way to bend stuff in ZBrush, is by using the modifiers from this cog thing when you are in the transpose tool. There's bend arc and bend curve. They both work very well. I use them for different scenarios. Right now it was easier to bend it with bend curve. You can also do stuff like this with it. It's the taper modifier, also very helpful. Got really funny stubby, I like pointy, is it pointy? Yeah, pointy legs. So cute. Now all we need is some sort of like joint connector, like a kneecap. What is the back side which is changing color? Oh, that's my microphone. Just my webcam, it can't replicate depth of field, so it can't blur out the background by itself. What I had to do is to mimic the effect I mean, it sort of does it, but it's very wonky. Like, I wish it would kind of like recognize it, but it doesn't. It recognizes my hand. Okay. Now let's adjust the proportions, because something tells me that they're off. Oop. Yep, they're way off. That's okay, we'll fix it. Okay. Let's create a folder and call it body. Oop. Let's put everything in it. Everything but the head. Now, I believe weird. Oh. Here we go. Transpose set. Let's scale this body down. You have very cool mic, I like it. Thank you. Let's save. Camera show you chair but not mic. Yeah, I know. Just talked about it. It doesn't recognize my mic for some reason. It tracks my hand. Weird. But not this. Yeah, his neck is huge. Well, looky here, Layla's back with the blurry mic. What sorcerer is this? Okay, you guys are hating too much on my blurry mic. I'll need to research on how to make my camera work with it. Because I want to keep the background blurred, but not the microphone. Not sure how to do that. Help, I need to unblurry my mic. I'm so scared. I'm not scared. I'm used to it. I mean, I can see it clearly. You guys can't. Nice sculpt, thank you. It's a toy for my main character. It's almost finished, and I'm almost ready to move on to retopology and like detailing afterwards, and then texturing and stuff. All it's missing is just I need to figure out how this joint works, and also his neck is currently floating. So by the way, if you guys have any robotic like characters from games or film that have cool necks, let me know. I'll research it. Or just like cool builds with arms that are like mechanical, drop them in the chat. Put mic near to hair. Yeah, I could do that, but then I won't be able to sculpt. Nah, it's on the arm, and the arm is kind of like pushing against one of my monitors, so I can't really rotate it much forward. So it'll have to stay this way for now. Looking so nice, simple geometric silhouette and selected details are nice. Cool. Thank you for that. Well, I only sculpted it for like 15 minutes, an hour. Should have been more than that, but you know, we're getting there. Plus, I'm working with two concepts, and they sort of contradict each other. Mechanical joinery can be tricky. I think real like reference is best. Wonder what good hard surface tutorials are out there. I just need really good references, really. I don't think I'll ever find a good tutorial on how to create mechanical joints. The best I could find was one of those BGD dolls, which is yeah, I guess I can show this. It's this hobby that some people have to construct these very complex dolls with like lots and lots of articulation points. So basically anything and everything that can bend in a human body can bend in this doll. And I was like looking up tutorials on how to dismantle them and assemble them. That kind of gave me a good idea how joints work. Which type model are you expert in ZBrush? I'm not expert, but I'm much better with organic modeling than I am with hard surface modeling. That I can say for sure. Good morning, Layla. Can you, if you have not, explain how to reimagine shapes like this and how we are supposed to creatively go about from 2D to 3D form things? Ooh, good question. Reimagine shapes. Creatively go about it from 3D to 2D. I'd say using this trick with spotlight is good. So bringing it in, turning down the opacity, and then in the document over here, this tab is basically your cameras that you can set up. And I just set up an approximate camera, and then I push and pull shapes until they roughly resemble the concept. But then obviously you can't really match the concept exactly on how the 2D artist has painted it, because they don't know how exactly it will look in perspective. So what I mean by that, 2D artists imagine perspective versus 3D artists, they can like see perspective in real time. So where's the grid? Yeah, so we can see the sides, and 2D concept artists, they imagine them, so sometimes one eye will be bigger than the other on the concept, but then you try to translate it into 3D and it's no longer the case. So now you have to scale up one of the eyes so it matches perfectly with the concept. I'd advise against that, because then it's no longer anatomically correct, and plus it only looks good from one angle. So a good 3D artist who knows how to translate 2D concepts would find the golden middle between resembling the concept, like making the model resemble the concept, and keeping it anatomically correct, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but also no one's gonna come at you if you will change like some sort of joint area. I took lots of liberties with my model here compared to the main concept. So let's say like that was what I was given with the feet area, and obviously it's very, very basic drawing, which sort of gives me an idea of what it should look like. And then I tape it and I interpret it in the way that I like it. Oop. So those lines in the concept become these plates and stuff like that, just so it makes sense. And same over here with the knee area. Nothing was really drawn in the concept, and I had to come up with stuff by looking at hundreds of reference images. And I mean hundreds. That's my board. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. Just get a bunch of references and don't be too strict on yourself about changing stuff from the concept. What about mechanical schematics? They can be complicated, but they help me. Mechanical schematics for what exactly? Mechanical drawings, when not found, you have to create them by learning how to create shapes, starting with primitives, basic shapes, but in 2D form. This will take some practice. Construction drawings. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Basic shapes, but in 2D form. My sister does something of that sort. She's a jeweler. So she designs her jewelry pieces in 2D, in Procreate. And I think she practices like what you are describing, mechanical drawings. So front, top, and like bottom. She tries to match the proportions exactly by drawing like the rings and like jewelry pieces from different angles. How do you render real hair and models? I render them out of Maya with XGen. Sometimes I use Yeti plugin. Wow, okay. Once you learn construction art regarding still life, which can be understood as hard surface in a sense from an orthographic stance, this will become second nature over time. This will take practice. This will take practice. Yep, fair enough. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I feel like it's more of like for someone who needs to be making something very precise and mechanical. And I would like to focus on more like organic sculpting in the near future. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind. If I'm going to study mechanical joints and movable parts, I should just a toy or a car and smash it on the floor or collide it with concrete block and study the little pieces like that. Sounds cool. I think my method is the best. Cool. So you just suggest that I buy a toy and then smash it and then study it. That could work. I like your photo in which you look left up. Oh, thanks. Is that the one from ArtStation? Yes, like the construction. Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelette. Kinda like how people ask what the best way to study animals, and I say go outside and observe, go to the countryside, study them. That can be, yep, thing. People can afford to go outside or like go somewhere and see animals. Not everyone can, and not all the animals. But if you can, then totally. Find ants in your kitchen, problem solve. Sure. We as visual artists, the world is open to us. Still life, toys in organic form, or mechanical robot-like transformers in a way. However, everything is a shape, and once the creative mind opens to it. Wow, that went really deep, really fast. But you're right. Our limitations are in our head, really. In our heads. Man, it is a complex model, but I don't think I'll be modeling all of those details that are on the concept. Like, for instance, this guy is not wearing a cape, but there is a cape on the other concept. Also, I'll need to pull up like lots of references of guns because I don't know how to model them. I've modeled like 2 guns in my life, and that was enough. And one of them was for Zeri. Not sure if I even finished it. Second. Hey, yeah, I sort of did. It's like 80% there. But yeah, not a huge fan of guns, to be honest. Yes, when sculpting with clay over time, you begin to realize how to go inside the form and become its shapes mentally, which is another level of thinking into outside the surface. Become the surface. Whoa. Haven't done that yet. Maybe I will eventually come to that level. But for now, it's just references, references, and references. Lots of trials and errors. For that character, for instance, I redid his hands 3 times. I wasn't happy with them the first time, and then the second time, and then I just remodeled most of the parts. Hey, where's this guy? Okay. And I think this is it for today. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat right now so I can answer them before I go. But yeah, I'm glad we managed to get this guy blocked out. I'm less stressed about the contest now. Okay. Stone Blair, an old golden nugget that artists should take a look at. It explains how shapes and form all come together and how in 3D how to block out shapes. Before you know it, you are on your way. Cool, I'll Google that. What is the material for colors? Skin shade. It's usually somewhere here. Yeah, skin shade 4. They're very similar. Yeah. I think skin shade 4 is native material to ZBrush. I have a few though. This guy is gonna be like metallic in the end. Obviously not in ZBrush, but yeah. My journey started when I thought about working for Santa Claus long, a toy maker of such wonderful shapes. I imagine when creating with the artists are the elves of creative things. Great job, Layla. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Staying with me. I'm thinking of how I can like put them side by side. I'm just gonna save it. Really. Inch visible. And now append this guy. He's gonna be this big in the maybe like this big in the final image. That was fun and informative, was it? Oh, I'm glad. Do you have your own Twitch channel? No, I don't. But I think this... Yeah, you're watching it from Twitch. No, I don't have it. Maybe I should set it up. I have my YouTube channel that I stream on. You can find it by typing in Layla Viscu if you want. How to render as your Insta pictures. I render in V-Ray, Maya. That's all I can say for now. I primarily use a 3-point lighting setup. You can Google that. That might help. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, for sticking around. Have an awesome rest of your day, night, wherever you are. You should set it up, and I'm sure you would be excited to see my lovely face more often. Aww. Okay, I'll read into it. I feel anxious about creating another social media profile. Great concept. It is. The concept artist is Aaron, not sure. I think you can find them on ArtStation. Subscribed. Hey, cool. Thanks again. I really like your workflow. I think I will steal it. Just use it. It's not mine. I didn't come up with it. It's just like... I feel like so many people will use it that it doesn't really belong to anyone. Do you have a basic starting point of how the artist can get up and running? How many steps before learning the tools needed to get past the wall? I don't have a course for it yet. Maybe in the future. my advice would be to get straight into it without much planning, because that's how I got into it. Just trying to sculpt my first like bust and stuff, which obviously looked terrible at first, and then eventually improved by doing it again and again and again and again. Just don't give up, watch a bunch of streams and tutorials on YouTube, and you'll be sweet. Cool, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.